and it's all live. It's all happening. What's up? I'm resituating this because I don't want you guys to see all the chins. Just a few of the chins. Do you know what I mean? I am drinking Pinot Grigio out of a regular wine glass, but with ice cubes in it, which is very humbling. I'm feeling humble right now. Oh, and Ben is already... The timeliness I am losing. Get ready, guys. You know I'm from Crappens. It's Ben Mandelker popping up below me in any second if my Wi-Fi has hope and we're connecting and we're here.
I'm Thank you so much for having me. This is like very exciting.
I also I feel like you're showing off because you have a diploma behind you.
You know what? It's like an accident. It's not supposed to be a show off because this is just like the only photogenic like angle of this apartment right now,
The
and
space.
and I feel like the diploma is offset by like my '80s drug dealer hair.
The elephant in the room is there. It's truly
Like I showered for this. Can you see? I showered.
and I appreciate that. Cheers to you. Cheers to showering.
Thank you.
Are you a little
I
top? Ooh, yes.
I'm drinking something. It looks like Pinot Grigio. It's actually not at all. This is, believe it or not, this is hard cider.
Oh, are you a hard cider bitch?
I do love me some hard cider, but the truth is, this is what was open,
Okay.
and I was like a little too slow to figure out, do I have Pinot Grigio, because I saw you were drinking it, and I love Pinot Grigio. That's like actually my wine of choice as well.
Yes, I'm drinking because it's Pinot Grigio from a box because I'm sad. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm just truly chugging box wine, getting ready for the
Yeah.
debates after this, everything. It's just falling apart at the seams.
Oh, there's my friend Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Oh my God,
Um,
Sophia.
the thing is, Pinot Grigio is very forgiving. Like
Ooh.
you can, it's more of a drinkable wine than one that I feel like has like lots of notes.
That's the thing, because when you're doing a Sancerre, I feel like I get a little slutty with a Sancerre, but Pinot
Mm.
just kind of with you from beginning to end.
Yeah, one of my big regrets in life is that I just still, at my ripe old age, I still can't talk authoritatively about wine. Like
Oh,
it's like I can't even say, oh, a Sancerre. What I can say is I love a Pinot Grigio because it's very drinkable,
okay.
and a rosé for that matter too. And then like what are the other wines beyond that? Like I know I don't like um,
So your
I know
diploma is fake. You're like,
this is not from wine country. No, you know what? I know what I don't like. For instance, I don't like overly fruity wines. So
yes.
yeah, like miss me with the what do you now I can't Moscato. Don't need
Oh
it.
my God. That's like, do I want a fruit by the fucking foot? I'm like, what? I know I'm here to black it. Like, what am I doing here?
Because it's like fruity in an annoying way. Like it has like this weird thing that goes through your nose. You're like, what was that? What was that? Just
You
like
might
that. But
also be drinking it wrong if something's going up your nose. Like, that could be a you thing.
whenever I snort Moscato, I'm just like, this doesn't taste right.
You're like, I end up in the ER. That's weird. Wait, okay,
Yeah.
so, but I love that we're talking about kind of like wines we love and hate because hatred is kind of a main theme of this show, VENTI Vents.
Good.
Because it's all about just like caffeinating and complaining. But when it's at night, I like to drink because don't we all? Because I'm not,
Oh,
I don't live in LA. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm
I
in
know. Today is National Coffee Day. My Starbucks app informed me of that. They could
That's
be
such a
lying.
sad, that's like Scarlett Johansson and her way to find out. You're like, my Starbucks app told me that. Did you celebrate? Did you get a good coffee?
I was going to order one, and then I realized I still had some cold brew in my French press, which is also, I'm giving you some Scarlett Johansson back. I'm
This
just giving
fucking
more.
bitch right here. Yeah, you're like, so when I look at my diploma with my French press, I just, I think of Paris where I lived. Like, I'm just like,
Listen, we're in quarantine now, and I take quarantine very seriously. I never leave. So as long as I'm in here, I am going to act like I am in my best. I mean, I'm gonna pretend like I'm in It's Complicated, and like that's just. I
I'm
want
in
to
the
be in an
kitchen
Nancy
and it's
Myers
complicated.
movie,
Yes.
you know?
Wait,
Like
I feel
I
you because
literally have what?
oh, I'm the same way with you. I'm quarantining, bunkering down, ready for the end type of thing. But I see people just out and about living their life.
I actually I get very stressed. If you want to talk about hate, like I hate when people are ridiculous about this stuff. Like there's a pandemic, people. Like if you don't have to like frolic on the beach, don't do it. Like if it's you don't have to do that. Like hang out at home, play Animal Crossing.
It's so easy. And also what I don't get to is I'm like, what are these people out at clubs and stuff talking about? Because what is there fun to talk about right now?
Literally. I mean, it's like, and the thing is that I sort of like hate watch a lot of IG stories about like our fellow gays who go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the beach.
That are like
It's
literally
like my
just like
favorite
deep
thing.
throating on the beach. They're like, no, but I have a mask in my bag. I'm like, that doesn't cut it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this, so what'll happen is, and this cuts across all communities, but I'm specifically interested, like I always feel like our community, I'm like, we are all gays, we are in this together. Like let's rise up, let's like lift each other up. And I'm like, why are
But
you
not literally
all
lifting each other up for this group picture.
literally, it's like,
Yeah.
why are you all half naked and like this far away from each other? Like just because you're outdoors, being outdoors does not solve everything. Okay. Like that's just not like a panacea.
No, I feel like there's so many guys out there that bought the mask and then put it on as a Speedo and are now just like truly running down the street being like, who wants to kiss? And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not really what's
And I
going
get
on right
mad.
now.
I get mad at that because I think I'm also a little jealous that
Oh,
I'm not in mask speedo shape, and I never will be.
if I put on a Speedo, it would just absorb like a sponge into my body and I would like find it in 7 years, like recycling it. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, okay, there it is. So
Yeah,
that's the thing. It is hatred from them out of jealousy, but also out of like, we are in a pandemic.
like we are exactly like I understand that people need to feel a sense of normalcy, and they like against their better judgment, they just need to do these things. But then I'm also like, we're in a pandemic, and like it's like we always hear all these stories about the greatest generation who made all these sacrifices, da 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 da. Da. It's like can we just like try to sacrifice something?
And our sacrifice is watching like The Good Wife at home. Like
Yeah.
that's us being a hero right now. And I'm like, I'll take that.
Yes, exactly. So it really drives me nuts. That's
I
so I'm like, so I'm gonna stay here as much as I can. I mean, I have had to go out and everything, and do certain things, but if I don't have to do it, I'm trying not to do it. So as long as I'm in here, I'm gonna like live a bougie lifestyle, and
I love
I
that.
have a loaf of country bread from Tartine, and I was just like, I
Okay.
was like,
Well,
let me do
now
this.
your
Let me be
long hair
fancy.
is growing on it in like a French way. You're very much
I,
like a Les Mis boy. You're just like, oh, I have the baguettes from Taptine, and I'm like, okay, I like this. All right, it's
oh my
working.
God, I wish I smoked because this is a perfect cigarette moment.
The
Not
fact
to
that I'm
not
so shocked that I haven't been like turned to just like smoking and like trying to do anything to like feel that's inside. I'm very impressed by both of us that we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, although I do feel kind of bad because I basically just like propagated the idea that like you're at your most sophisticated best when you smoke a cigarette. Like
Well,
that is wrong, children. That is wrong.
no, but Kate Moss taught us that.
You're right. Let's blame Kate Moss for
I'm
everything.
not gonna. I'll blame Kate Moss for everything. I'm like, that's fine. I would love to do that. I would love to
All
go
about
get sued by her
scapegoats.
and go down with that shit.
We could probably find like like we could probably find something wrong in the world and trace it back to Kate Moss.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm
Also, everyone commenting is loving your hair, by the way.
thank you.
And I
Well,
am, yeah.
I was gonna say that like again, I did just shower, so the volume is down. If you give it like 30 minutes, probably over the course of this IG, if you did like a hyperlapse of this IG, you will start to see it like grow and like become semi,
You're like, I'm so alone in quarantine. I just became a chia pet. So that I mean, hey, you're making it work. You're like, that's me. Wait, and I kind of love because you were talking about groups that you hate. And do you have any strong opinions? Because I've been thinking about this lately. Because I thought I would miss them at first, but I haven't. What are your feelings about group dinners?
group dinners.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's group dinners and there's group dinners. And, the group dinners like that are like this are the ones where you get invited and you're amongst 25 people and then like you are stuck paying $87 even though all you had was a salad and someone else decided to die. Like I will never miss that. But
And you're sitting next to someone you don't know that like went to someone's work, like it's like their coworker that you're like, hey, yeah, how's your commute? And you're just like eating like
yeah.
mishwa. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you're just like making small talk, and the person that you really want to talk to is like all the way on that end, and then you're stuck at sort of like the side you don't really care about, and you're like, I can't even get up because it's bench seating, and so it's
Oh, I
like,
hate bench seating. That is just like, because that's just me like getting like when I feel like when I get up, it's gonna be like one of those like playground things that just everybody flies up, and I'm like, no.
no, don't bench me. Like it's yeah, it's terrible.
I
But in
love
terms
League
of
of Their
like
Own, but not benching. Yes.
yes, but in terms of like group dinners with like my inner circle, like of like my besties of like my favorite like 5 or 6 people or even like 8 people. Yeah, I definitely miss that because there's something like very easygoing about those, and like I miss
Yeah.
like going to like a casual brunch
Ugh,
and
like having like
yeah,
maybe 2 or 3 cocktails at like 3 p.m. and you're like, oh my god.
I know. Although we're in LA, so LA, brunch starts at like 10 a.m. So
Oh, okay. That's
yeah,
like New York is like I truly get thrown out of a dumpster, chug 5 mimosas, and then I just go back into the dumpster. It's a different energy. Yeah.
I miss like going to Target with friends and you know, things like that, you
I
know?
know. Have you been doing like Zoom hangouts? Or are you still trying to make those happen in
I'm
October? What's happening?
I am still doing Zoom hangouts. I have a standing Zoom hangout on Thursdays, which is really fun
Oh, I like
with some of
that.
my yeah, it's really nice. There was a period of time when there was just like a lot of standing Zoom hangouts, and it actually was like worse than like pandemic times, you know?
Because you
I
could
mean,
never get out
non-pandemic.
of them because you had no excuse not to.
Yeah, and what happens is you wind up talking about the same thing at every Zoom thing. Because what always happens is there's always some bullshit that happens in the world with either coronavirus or politics or whatever. And then you go, and then everyone talks, and everyone recites the same headline, and then you leave it, and you feel like you're just like dead.
That's
And then
yeah.
you're like, sorry, I've got another Zoom hangout. It's like, oh, did you hear what Donald Trump did today? It's like I actually did, and I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to talk
everyone
about
just
it
reading
anymore.
the Atlantic headlines that no one clicked. Just like cases
Like
up, and you're like, okay.
Atlantic headlines, those are like they come at you hard in the morning. You wake up and you're on
Gosh.
Facebook, and there's because something about the headlines in the Atlantic, they're kind of like, well, we're fucked, and you should
Yeah,
know about it.
because you know what? They're the ones that are really good at doing, and by good I mean they break me, like a two-sentence headline where they're like, COVID cases up, period. You're gonna die next, period. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, COVID is up, and also fungal infections.
Yeah.
We have fungal infections.
I thought everything else was on pause. Wait, also someone said that they thought you looked like Tom Brady. How do we feel?
A little conflicted because I'm from New York, and you know
Oh.
we do not stand Tom Brady in New York, but
No.
I do appreciate like that he is like you know Tom Brady. So I'm gonna say thank
He's married
you.
to Giselle. Yeah, there's a
He's
that.
married to Giselle, and by the way, I will always I don't know how into sports you are, but I will
I love a
always
Giants here and there. Yeah.
yeah. Because do you remember when the Patriots lost the Giants Super Bowl? I don't remember if it was the first time or the second time. No shade, but
Oh.
there was like a video of Giselle like yelling at Tom Brady, and like there she was like she was like so angry. She wasn't yelling at him, but she was like, ugh, he said he was gonna win. It was like that was like the vibe of it. It was like amazing. She was like having a temper tantrum about
Wait.
like how the game ended.
I love Giselle just being like, no, Tom is supposed to win. Like we have everything ready. We got all like the food from like Nobu coming in, and we're like, no, baby, that's not how it works.
Mm-mm, yeah.
There's a lot of
Um,
Giants fans in this group. Caitlin, I know, is a big Giants fan, and so is Danielle.
well, you know,
Her,
I love me some Victor Cruz. He is so hot.
oh,
You know Victor
well,
Cruz with his salsa dancing?
that's what got me into. I didn't know. That's my thing. It opened up a whole new world of football that I'm like, oh, they dance, and like it's like the
Yeah.
costumes are so tight. It's all. I'm like, I should be watching this 24/7.
Oh my God. Like they have like the hottest guys are in football. Like if you ask me, like if you look at all the sports, because every sport has sort of like a different body. Like the hot guys in hockey, they're all built like an actual wall. They're just like a wall of torso, you know? Baseball's like a mixed bag. You never really know. Like, because sometimes there'll be like some weird, like Wade Boggs kind of guy,
Yeah, and there's so
whatever.
much tobacco chewing happening with it too that I'm like, where is the
Yeah.
tooth missing? Yeah.
But like football is like reliably like just like very hot men.
And yeah, and they're the ones that are always just like touchy feel. I'm like, it's like Glee. I'm like, just sing at the halftime show and make me up. Every
Yeah.
football game does need a halftime show. Wait, but also, where from New York are you
Yes.
from?
I'm from Katona, New York, in Westchester. You know, are you
Oh,
familiar? Are you
no.
familiar?
Well, I
No.
know
Okay.
Westchester. I don't know Katona. Is that
Uh,
like Croton on Hudson?
Croton Hudson is more on the western side of the county. It's on
Okay.
the Hudson, and Katona is on the eastern side.
Okay, good shit.
Katona,
Okay, your diploma just came back out.
that's right.
You're
Katona
like
is
the
famous
Hudson.
because that's where Martha Stewart lives.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Katona and Bedford. Bedford. I'm trying to think of the famous people in Bedford. So like growing up, it was like my favorite thing was to like keep an eye out for celebrities. I rarely saw them, but like Chevy Chase was in Bedford, Glenn Close, DMX used to live next door to someone I knew, and his dogs would terrorize their flowers.
I love this vibe of just like I'm like so interested in like you need to write a book because the psychology of a child being like I was looking for celebrities. I saw Glenn Close and DMX, like the interwovenness of that.
I think it's amazing. And someone asked if I went to John Jay High School. I did, and someone said Jay Leno's in Bedford. That's odd. I don't know how I feel about that. Ralph Lauren is in Katona.
Ralph,
Um,
oh,
and you know what? Our local celebrity. Okay, Danny. All right, you ready for this?
okay, wine ready.
Two. When I say local, I mean the ones that lived closest. Um,
You're like the pizza owner. I'm like, great for him. Yeah.
Lucy Arnaz, daughter of
What?
Lucille Ball, lived down the street. Yep. Yep.
Ah!
Lucy Arnaz. Everyone just take that in. And actually, here's one that was really cool in the 80s. Lou Graham, the lead singer of Foreigner, used to live right next door to my best friend Dara Bloom on Mount Holly Road.
Ooh.
And that was very exciting.
I like that. That's a good throwback, like hit to have too.
Yeah. I think that's all I have in terms of like local celebrities.
Local
There
celebrities.
was always a rumor that P. Diddy lived in town, but I'm not sure if I ever believed that.
I mean, I'm from Jersey, and the closest celebrity to me was Queen Latifah for a little bit, and that was
Oh, that's great.
that was a good one. And then I was near Whitney Houston's grave, and I did unfortunately visit it a lot, like as a child. Like that just had to happen.
You visited Whitney Houston's grave a lot as a child?
I did not have a lot of friends, and I was an XL at Zara, so that was my moment.
Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait! You said Whitney Houston's grave or grade?
Grave, VE.
So you just.
I'm like, is the connection slow? You hang up. You're like, what the fuck? Because it was open to the public. I'm like, I have to pay respect.
Do you remember where you were when Whitney passed?
In a taxi going to Hummus and Pita Co. in Union Square area. It broke my heart. How about you?
I was at LA Fitness, and
Another brag.
please,
like,
I was trying to get into K95 Speedo shape, and I didn't quite get there. But I like looked on my phone and I was like, Whitney Houston died, and the very first person I texted was Louis Virtel. You know Louis Virtel?
Oh yeah, he's so funny.
So Louis and I, a few months earlier, we actually went to a Prince concert, and Prince was doing this thing in LA. It was called like the 21 Night Stand, and he was having like all these LA concerts, and everyone was saying that like you know, you have to go because the tickets were only $25, and it was in a small like it was in the $25, and the venue was the Forum, which is a smaller venue. It's probably like, I don't know, like 14,000 as opposed to like 20 or 30. And everyone, like every night, like celebrities would show up and he'd bring them on stage. So it became like a thing. Like, you have to see Prince. You never know who he's going to pull up on stage. So I had this. I just bought 2 tickets on spec, and I invited Louis, and so we went, and he was like, we were watching. He goes, I think that's Whitney Houston in the audience. I was like, what are you talking about? And a second later, Whitney got on stage, and it was like, it was amazing. I was like, Prince and Whitney on stage together is like,
there's no one else. Oh,
it was a very special moment. The very next day, she went into rehab, and that was one of her very last public performances.
I was gonna say,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
it was very special.
For $25 too.
For $25, I couldn't
my
believe
God.
it. No one, and can I tell you something? This is not to be sort of like mean to Louis, but I had reached out to like a lot of people to see like, hey, does anyone want to come to Prince, right? Because Louis and I like
Prince?
Everyone turned it down, just because I was like, you know, like Louis and I we're not like inner circles, like all my inner circle people, you know. So then I was like, okay,
like Uber drivers, like, hey, do you want to go see Prince? Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I was like, okay, like Louis and I are friends, and we always would like talk pop culture. I was like, I bet Louis would like this. This would probably be really fun. I'm so glad that we went together, because we have this like shared.
Well, I was gonna say, you must have been so much closer after that, because that's like,
yes, 100%. And then we went and saw Garbage together. So like, icons.
You really did the gambit. I was so mad. Were you gonna try to? Speaking of like Garbage energy, were you gonna go? Because I want to see Liz Phair and Alanis this summer before it got all.
I had tickets to Liz Phair, Alanis, and Garbage. I mean, is that like the dream?
All the month, and all, like, I just want to keep it. Like, I don't know. I just want to see you, or like, can I call you Alanis? Like, I just want to talk.
I know. I'm ready for Alanis to have her comeback. I've been holding out for an Alanis comeback for like a good.
Because that's my thing. The saddest thing
years.
is she did release a new album that I don't think anyone has heard.
I'm such a bad comeback person. I can't wait for her comeback. Won't support her.
She's like,
I'm back. Wait.
Yeah. She's like, I'm season 2 of the comeback. No, but I know what you mean. Because I think what her issue was for a while, she just kept on re-releasing Jagged Little Pill, which I love, but it kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, it is the 17th year now. It's the 18th year. I'm like, Alanis, you still got a guitar. Do something, baby. Do something. Yeah.
That being said, I really also want to see Jagged Little Pill on Broadway, which of course we now have to wait.
Oh, I know. everything. I'm like, well, I mean, probably wasn't. I was like, oh my God, this year was going to be my year. And that's just my excuse because I was like,
Yeah.
the
You know,
one,
the
oh,
thing
what
with
is it?
Alanis is that she just became happy and she found like peace in her life. And she also started writing like too many lyrics in her songs because like Jagged Little Pill was like Glenn Ballard, and like the lyrics were never amazing, but they're like iconic in terms of like we all remember like to this day, if you grab like a spoon, you're like, oh, it's
Oh,
like 10,000 spoons, you know? It's
yeah.
like one hand in my pocket. You walk like
Whenever you're in the
all this.
movie theater, will you go down on me in a theater? Like, she
Yeah,
changed the
20,
way I said theater. Yeah.
like to this day, if you say, oh, that's ironic, people say, it's like rain.
Yeah.
But then like you move into like her next album, which I really tried to love. And like, remember there was that song, Dear Lou? It was like a song. It was like a letter to all her lovers, and she's like, "Well, it's the '90s. We don't have to rhyme anymore, have any rhythm." It was like, "Dear Lou, I'm sorry I left the pot out in the rain and ruined it, but I hope you can forgive me." And you're like, "What is
No,
this song?"
that's what happened. She took away the part of Alanis that we loved so much.
Yes,
And then she had a little bit back because I liked Uninvited, but then she lost me
love
in
that.
Love. I was like, ooh, we're back, baby. Just because it was like so
But you
hauntingly
know what?
good.
But that was actually before her second album. That was in between the two. Yeah.
Oh.
Because by the way, Thank You. I still love Thank You. That song is a
Thank
bopper.
you. And oh my God, that's
Mm-hmm.
my shit. Yeah.
And you know what? And you know what? For a moment, I thought she was coming back because she had. I'm sorry, I keep getting like overexposed here.
Oh my
It's
God, no,
like
you're fine. My bangs are like this, and I'm like, I don't want to be the girl from The Grudge because that's her
I
thing.
keep moving.
So
I keep moving my head into the overexposed area to hopefully adjust the white balance. So people think I'm like, um, but she, for a moment, I thought she was like on a comeback because she had that song "Hands Clean." That was it's like,
yes.
and you've washed your hands clean of me, and I was like, she's back.
Ooh.
But
And
then,
then we
yeah,
lost her.
then we lost her.
My
Maybe
favorite
they're
one, one of my favorite songs of her is that bonus Your House track where I'm like, oh, girl needs to get a cease and desist, like when she just breaks into her boyfriend's house.
Wait, on which track? On
I,
you mean
I
on?
think I'm pretty sure it's a Jagged Little Pill Deluxe.
Yes. Oh yeah, where
When she's like,
it's
would
like
you forgive me,
acapella.
love, if I danced in your shower? And it's
And,
like, no, they
yeah,
wouldn't.
it's like super. She does that like what's that like iconic Alanis Morissette thing that she does with her voice? She like breaks her voice and she's
Oh
like,
yeah.
and yeah, you let me in, and and you spend half the song being like, is she like, does she need like a thing in her ear to tell her about the key because the key's like changing?
That's how you know she's an icon because you're like, what's that iconic thing you do? And I'm like, sing poorly? Yeah. Miss the notes.
But also that secret track is like it's like the worst because it's not a great song, but what happens is you always forget that it's there. So you play the CD and you get absorbed in something, and you're just like doing something, and all of a sudden you hear like I walk to your house and open the door, and I'm like, ah.
You're like, babe, what's happening? I'm like, I know Canada doesn't lock their doors, but I feel like people don't want you breaking in and trying on their clothes.
But that being said, I actually do want that for her. And she like when she and Ryan Reynolds broke up, I was like, here it comes. She's angry again. She is pissed. We are finally getting the Alanis we deserve. But
And nothing happened.
no, it's like mom haircut. She got like she cut her hair,
I
and
know.
then like she released like an album exclusively for Starbucks, I think, which was like, oh, there's no coming back from that.
She's like a Trenta girl. Yeah, she's just kind of like, yeah, this will pay for my kid's mortgage. That's all that I care about. But
Yeah.
what was the last concert you went to before COVID?
Ooh, the last concert I went to. I know I went to a concert recently, like the last one I can remember. Oddly enough, I went to a Drake concert, which was
Layers.
my boyfriend
You're
and
a
I. We
big
got
Canada fan. You like
we
Drake
got
and
tickets.
Alanis. Okay. Yeah.
Sticking Canadian. No, but that was October of. Was that
I was
2
gonna
years?
say, when
That
was
was
he
2 years
touring?
ago. Wait, that was 2 years ago. I've been to something since then. I know I have.
Did you see
Okay.
Celine? Because I went to her in Barclays before. That was like the week, like when
I saw
Fauci
Janet.
was like, COVID's hitting. I'm like, I'm still seeing Celine, and I'm like, I didn't die. Okay,
I think the last one I saw was Janet
yeah. Oh,
in Vegas.
oh my God! I wanted to see her this summer, but of course, yeah. Was she so good?
It's Janet. She's just great. It was so great. I'd never seen her before in
Oh,
concert, so that was really good. And I feel like there was another concert I went to, but how much name dropping can I really do in one
yeah.
right?
You're like, I was at my former alma mater, if you know, and I'm just like, hanging out with my music friends. Well, I mean, you have a microphone behind you. I know you're a podcaster, but I'm kind of like, is Ariana Grande gonna pop in? You're just like, yeah, no, LA's kind of crazy, and I'm like,
She might. She might. I put a little apple crate there for her to stand on.
Wait, who is the most like? Have you seen like who's the biggest celebrity you've seen in LA?
Okay, there've been a lot of big ones. There really have been. Uh, so I'm just gonna go with the ones that I think of immediately that like really amuse me.
Wait, yeah,
Um,
because I want to let you know. Last week, Danny Pellegrino, who I love, said his drop was that he saw Christina Aguilera at the Pumpkin Patch, which is the children's show I'm pitching to Disney Plus.
yeah,
If you want to jump on it, yeah.
yeah, I like that. Now this is gonna sound so obnoxious. Okay, this
I
is
mean, the
so
diploma's
obnoxious.
already there. Yeah.
But like you actually see celebrities a lot in LA.
No, I know what you mean. Though. Yeah, you're like
It's not like
no.
Bedford. It's not like Katona where you have to drive around and look for Glenn Close. Okay, you actually do see them like everywhere.
DMX ain't knocking. Yeah.
By the way, I should mention that they filmed Fatal Attraction in my elementary school. Let's just drop that in there too.
What?
And they had a lottery to see who would like which kids in school could be extras. Like there's a scene in Fatal Attraction where Alex, played by Glenn Close, that goes and picks up like the Michael Douglas's daughter from school, and that school was my school, and so all the kids in that scene were actual students from the school who came in on a
Oh.
Saturday, and they had a lottery, and I swear to God, every single person was picked to be an extra except for me. I was not in Fatal Attraction, and I was really sad about it. Really sad.
They're like, you could work for craft services if you want. You could be that walk in for that. Would that be fun for you?
I was like, is this because I'm a third grader with scoliosis? Is this why?
Wait, someone said you're Mariah Carey adjacent. What does that mean?
I'm Mariah Carey adjacent. Oh, that's so my boyfriend is a choreographer, and so he has worked with Mariah Carey in the past. So he has a picture with Mariah Carey on his IG.
Oh my God.
I haven't met her, so I can't include her. But
Another
I,
drop though. A boyfriend
I,
is a choreographer? That's so chic.
he is. It's so funny because like he just deals with super famous people, and I deal with like it's like people on, like Selling Sunset,
You're like,
which I
yeah,
love.
I know Ariana Madix. He's like, yeah, I know Mariah Carey. Love
It's
them
kind of
both.
like that,
Yeah,
but like
that's so funny.
but like people like Ariana Madix is like Mariah Carey in my world. Although actually Mariah Carey is really Mariah Carey in my world.
I'm like, that's a claim.
Ariana's the Alanis Morissette in my world, but Mariah's still the Mariah. I
I'll
love
take
Mariah.
that. I'll take that. Okay.
Wait, but I was saying something before I derailed
Oh,
myself.
biggest
Oh,
celebrity you ran into?
celebrities. So, there was okay. I'm gonna go big on this one. Two big ones. Okay. I'm just gonna stick to one big one. One really big one.
Mhm.
And it's so funny because I just like thought about this earlier today. One time, my friend Sylvia and we decided to go see the feature film Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I don't know if you're aware of it. Do you,
I am.
I figured. So she was very much in favor of seeing this movie, and I was like, I don't really know what it is, but it sounds interesting or whatever. I'm gonna go, and I love hanging out with Sylvia. Like that's one of the things I miss most about quarantine is I don't get to have dinner parties with Sylvia.
Oh.
So we went, and it was at the ArcLight in Hollywood, which is like this very shishi theater, in line with everything else that I'm telling you. It's in line, it's like the tartine bread of movie theaters.
French press.
It's the French press of movie. It really is. It's so nice. So it's also the only place that Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy will be playing because that shit's not playing at like AMC at the mall. So
It's playing one night a week, yeah.
I was like, only in select theaters. I'm in. So, so we went, and like there was like a traffic jam in the parking lot, and there was like a little movie premiere happening. So a lot of times in LA, what happens is like there will be actual movie premieres at these movie theaters, like at the Chinese Theater or the ArcLight.
Yeah.
And what will happen is they'll set up like a red carpet, and depending on how big the movie is, like if it's a really big one, it'll be like lots of things blocked off. But if it's like a small one or like a local film festival, they'll put like a little red carpet and like some posters up, There's just like different, because they're like, okay, for a Marvel movie, we'll shut down an entire street. But if it's like, like a story about potato farming in Northern Ireland, it's gonna get like a small walk and repeat and like a light and like,
So there was like a pack of hummus, Sabra to take you on your way. Yeah.
Thank you. So there was like this red carpet set up. It was like a red carpet, and there was lights, there was press there, but like you could just go into the movie theater, etc. And like you just sort of like would go walk around it, and so we're like, okay, well we were running late and we're like very frantic, and so we parked the car, found a spot, and we like
Yeah.
yeah, we can't miss. You really can't, because there's a lot going on in that movie. So we running down the staircase and everything, and we saw some signs that there was like some movie about like it was like a Serbian movie about something or another. So so we're trying to get through, and there's not actually a lot of people. There's like this red carpet, so we're like going like this, and then all of a sudden we stop and we go, is that Angelina Jolie? And she was standing on this small red carpet because this is like a movie I think she directed or something, and it was like this is what it was.
Oh my God.
This is Angelina Jolie, and this is us this is us going to the theater. It's like we're like that close to her, and she was like talking to someone, and then I turned and I saw, because all this time I'm like, oh, this is such a small premiere. And I turned and I saw that there were like bleachers like over on by the sidewalk, and we were just like somehow in this like void in between Angelina Jolie and all the fans, and we're just like that's Angelina Jolie. And then like we're like, but the movie's starting. So then we just like went to the movie, and then we like sat down, and then like I was like, that was crazy, and the light just went dark, and I was like, how am I watching a movie when I just stood next to Angelina Jolie? How is this possible? This is like I can't. How am I supposed to focus?
How can you tinker with your soldier when you have Angie right outside? I also love that you somehow got in the middle between like everyone. Like I'm like, they probably were like, are you her manager? You're like, no, I just have like, I'm picturing you bucket of popcorn and like a Diet Coke, and you're like, hey, Ange.
We were just like so rushed. And there was also something really empowering about seeing one of the top celebrities in the entire world and being like, we have other things to do.
You're like, hey, babe.
A movie.
Yeah. Movie's starting, honey. Good luck with everything you do.
We're not going to stare at you, okay? And apparently Brad Pitt was like standing right next to her. Sylvia saw Brad, but I didn't see Brad. I was like, the movie, you know?
You didn't even see Brad Pitt because you were running to your movie.
And let me tell you something. The same sort of situation happened another time when I went to see Gone Girl with my friends Angie and David. And we showed up, and guess who was also having like a little press junket right by the door as we walked in? Miss Sharon Stone.
What?
And then we were on the other side of the door. It was like a glass door. It's like Sharon Stone's there, and we were sitting there, we're like, Sharon Stone's right there.
Wait, I also feel like LA has to like fix themselves, because how are these premieres happening in public theaters with just like Gone Girl playing?
It was, I know, because Sharon Stone was in, I don't even know what she was in. It was like it was a smaller movie. Like I don't think it was Gloria, but it was like one of those. And then I think that Angelina Jolie's movie was maybe, yeah, I never saw it. I just remember the poster where she's like this. And then I think she's like, I'm Sharon Stone, I'm approachable. I love Sharon Stone, by the way.
Wait, so who was more like star quality, like you just kind of couldn't look away? I know you went to movies for both of them. Angie or Sharon, when you walked by, you were like, oh, like which one gave you a bigger gasp?
Angelina Jolie. It was like, she was like a goddess, and she was oddly like shiny. She looked like a wax apple, you know? It was like, she just was like,
Maleficent. Okay.
It was, but like in a way that like made like that's what she should have looked like, you know? She was just like gorgeous.
Someone said that Jared Leto took a bite out of their bagel once, and that sounds sexual, and good for you. I mean, I think he has a cult now.
What'd you say?
I think he has a cult now. I'm not sure.
He's heading in that direction for sure. I will say that what's his face from Sons of Anarchy? I don't watch the show, and I don't even remember his name, but he's considered hot by many people. Charlie something?
I hope you know the first Charlie I thought of was Charlie St. Cloud. So I don't know.
Wait, I don't know who Charlie St. Cloud is. Who's that? Wait, is that a character?
The movie was Zac Efron when he like plays a brother who's like dead but not dead. Spoiler, or something with the football. Go team. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know he was really good in What was that?
17 again.
That was really good. I thought like he was gonna. I mean, he is a star, but I thought he was gonna be a star in a different way. And same with Matthew Perry.
Yeah. Did you watch his documentary thing on Netflix? Where just him being hot.
So we, Ronnie, my co-host of Crappens, we actually recapped the episode for one of our like Patreon bonus things.
Oh my god!
So we watched the first episode. I am definitely intrigued to see the second, but like that was the funniest shit ever. Him just like being stoned and like blown away by everything. Like whoa, oh man, they got waterfall. So the way a waterfall works is water, it moves, and when it reaches an edge, it falls over. Hence a waterfall. It's like
He's
whatever.
just like catching up on everything we learned in middle school. We're like, yeah, that's how water works. And he's like, okay, we're making stuff with an oven. I'm like, yeah, we all have ovens.
I know. Everything was like that. They're like, what I'm going to do now is get into a hot tub. And then after that, I'm going to get into a pool and my body will be relaxed. It's amazing what science can do. It's like,
Oh my, I mean, have you ever seen him or no?
I have. I saw him. I'm just going to, I love this. Just talking about all my favorite celebrity stories. I saw him, because I always have like a weird backstory to all of them. And in this
No,
case,
you do.
I really do. And in this case, when I saw Zac Efron, I was going to a taping of Dancing with the Stars, and it was the season that Monique Coleman was on, and Lisa Rinna was on as well, and Mario Lopez. This was a pivotal season of Dancing with the Stars. It relaunched a lot of careers, you know? And I managed to get some like VIP tickets, and so I was on the VIP line, and so I was standing behind him, and
You were with the stars, yeah.
I was in line with the stars, and so he was with like a manager. I had no idea who he was. So this was 2005 or six, and High School Musical was enough of a thing that Monique Coleman could get on the show, but it had not permeated pop culture yet. Like it was before I had memorized all the lyrics to Stick with the Status Quo. And so,
a pivotal moment for all of us.
yes, a great song, by the way. I will defend that song.
Oh, so good. I was the celloist in my high school production of it.
Oh my God,
No.
you were so young. You were so young. I'm like, I'm having a hard time believing.
But look at my bags. I look so like no, I'm not though.
you have an old soul, but you were a young child.
God bless you.
No, so I was in line, and so he was just like whining the entire time, and that was like during his like when he was like more like a twink, and so he was like, how long do we have to stand here? I don't want to stand here anymore. When can we go? Can we go in already? Oh, he was like the entire time, because he was like 17 and just like new to fame, and he was like bitching and moaning the entire time, and I was like, who is this little pimple-faced brat in front of me? Because he had like acne and everything, and I was like, I don't know who this is. He's probably on some like show on Saturday mornings, but he's really annoying me. And now he's a superstar and really hot.
And now you're like, hey guys, I have a Zac story. Yeah.
A Zac story. Yeah, I was like, hey Zac, remember me from The Line? I was that guy rolling my eyes at you.
Well, I would love Drew Barrymore to host you two's coming together to really bury the hatchet. Have you watched any of the Drew Barrymore show?
No, I saw a clip online. I think I saw a clip where she was like, you guys, I can't believe what I have to show you. This is the most crazy thing ever. And I was like, whoa. What is it on? Is it on E or something? I don't even know what it's
No, it's on CBS 9 a.m. She has that daytime slot. Honey, she's beating Gayle King.
She's on She is giving hardcore E entertainment vibes. How is that CBS?
No, it sounds like she's getting busy tonight, and the quality, yes, no offense, I love her, but it's like, what? How is this on? Like, they wanted to beat Ellen. I'm like, how? I'm like, I know Ellen beats people literally, but like, Drew, what are we doing here?
By the way, I saw Busy Phillips at Tartine. It all comes back together as a circle.
It all comes back together. I'm sure she probably just loves.
I wanted to be like, hey, I know Louis Bertel, because she's like, I think she's like knows Louis. But then I was like, this is just way too thirsty, and I can't embarrass myself in a sophisticated place like Tartine.
And a place that you frequent so many times, yeah.
Exactly. I cannot believe that Drew Barrymore is on Saturday. I mean, weekdays at 9 a.m. Like, that's against Regis and
Kelly and Ryan. I know.
Kelly and Ryan. I have a question. Do you watch Selling Sunset?
I do.
All right. I was talking with someone. I anticipate, Chrishell is on Dancing with the Stars right now, speaking of which. I'm anticipating that Chrishell's next big thing is that she's going to be a sub for Kelly Ripa. Right?
Oh.
I'm not saying I endorse it. I'm just saying I'm predicting that's the trajectory of her career.
Because ABC to ABC. Oh, okay.
ABC to ABC, people like Chrishell. She's chatty.
They like her. And also because, like, I feel like Kelly could be done sooner than Ryan. And they both have an LA energy moment. I wonder, is Chrishell that good at sentence structure? I'm not sure, but I don't know if that matters that much. Do you know what I mean? Like, could Chrishell, like, unpack things? I don't know.
I'm not sure. She may just smile nicely. She definitely gives more of like sidekick vibes for like a morning
Yeah.
talk show. Or if she's not that, she will wind up starring in a Hallmark movie.
Oh, and
That's
actually,
done.
I
Yeah, a
need her.
Christmas. It's let's see. Let's come up with a pitch for Rochelle. It's called
She'll have a gay friend her family likes.
yeah. And like she lives in the big city where she has a
Yes.
career, but then she comes home for the holidays and realizes actually family's more important than a
She's like,
career. I
wait,
mean, women shouldn't
guys,
have careers, right?
like her,
They should be like
her,
getting with hot guys.
her niece takes her calculator. Is like, yeah, just play with us, and she's like, this is what the holidays are for, and it doesn't matter that she still uses the calculator in 2020.
Yeah, and
She's on home.
every scene starts with her on a laptop saying so many emails, really to like drive home the fact that she's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
But then her high school sweetheart,
Ooh.
he's still in town and he's like a lumberjack or something, or he works at the
Yes,
bar
he
or
makes
something
the
like
reads.
that.
Yeah.
He makes the
Mm-hmm.
reads, and the the bar is going to be closed down, and
No.
she needs to save it because the bar is special to him.
And she knows
And
marketing because of her daytime. Her
she knows
city job.
marketing. She knows marketing, and she could put on a big event. And special guest star,
Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks comes in to
She's
do a
available.
concert there.
Yeah.
She's available, and she does a special performance of No Air.
Oh
And
yes.
but
They slow dance.
They slow dance. Jordan Sparks, and then at the end, I think this Hallmark movie would be called Love on Tap because it's a tap house. Yeah.
Okay, that
Although
is actually
it doesn't denote enough Christmas. Love on Tap. It should be more
no.
like
It doesn't show us that God is the answer. We have to do something like that.
like
Oh, the tap, the T could be a cross,
for Christmas in a Keg or
and it's just like we ended with "Our God is an awesome God." Do you remember that song that they always played at the commercials? It's engraved in my head.
oh my goodness. Yeah, I totally see this. Yeah, and by the way, Casa Tiburon says, and they kiss. Of course,
Oh,
that's how it ends, right?
girl,
And then
that's
the
on
dog runs up to
OnlyFans
them.
now. Hallmark is a family channel here. Okay,
That's
well,
right. Thank you. Let's not get too wild.
yeah.
Let's not get
Well,
too
I feel
wild.
like we need to go write this, and also you need to get another hard cider and prepare your French press. So I'm gonna let you go.
Oh my God, Danny, thank you so much for having me on. You are so funny on social media, and I'm glad we got to finally like actually talk
I
because
know. Yeah, this was so much
I
fun.
know
Thank you for
instead of
doing
me
this.
just like tapping like on all your stuff, and you gave us such a big break. Now we can say that we were in Marie Claire, or at least
Oh,
Marie Claire Online.
Marie Curie. We're all getting Nobel Peace Prizes, something like that. Yeah. No, you guys are the best. I love your guys' podcast. It's so much fun. You guys are hysterical and truly life-saving. Because especially in
Thank you.
quarantine, the content keeps coming and it's so good.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, and stay safe, stay indoors, and I hope everyone else follows.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers. And guys, that was it. Ben is just the light of my life. Isn't he the best? All right, guys. That's it for today. Tune in next week. I'm gonna get another glass of wine. Oh, we all love Ben. He's like truly the best. I'm eating a bagel right after this. Magical Bagels. I want your Instagram handle too. Kisses to everybody. Tune in next week when we have Taylor Strecker on. I don't know if you're a fan of Taylor Strecker. If you know her, she's so great. I'm gonna try to get a lot of like gossip from her and things like that because I feel like she knows a lot of people, if you know what I mean, and I want to know what she knows and all of that jazz. All right, but until then, bye.